Hi, it's Kim. I've had a few students ask me about using the guided notes when they are reading the text, and I probably getting students who are used to the O9X sequence where the guided notes and the examples in the book are exactly lined up. That's not quite true. In this section, you do have to hunt a little bit more to find the answers, and you will be using both the videos and the e-text to fill these out. So it will be a challenge until you get used to it, and then I think it'll be okay. Notice that this first says a relation is. I'm over here on the chapter 1 section 1.1 guided notes, and I'm supposed to fill that in, and I do come over here and I see a relation is a correspondence between two sets, and then I see the words if x and y are two elements and those match these words. So you can use that paragraph right here to fill this first piece out. And then it says, what are the 4 ways to express relationships between two sets? That's going to take you actually through the whole entire section to answer that. They introduce to you the 4 ways. Then it says a definition of a function. And you'll notice that it has example 1 and that doesn't match example 1. I'm actually going to go to the next page. And I notice that here's the definition of a function. And so this is each element of x has exactly one element of y. So I'd use this yellow box to fill this in. And you'll see that there was a whole example between that is not really included. However, I can see that I can use a picture or a graph to represent a relation. That's one of your choices. Then it asks for the domain and range. And here's the domain right here. Here's the range right here, so I'm picking out those bolded words. Then it says, can an element in the range be repeated for a function? And this example 2 is a really good example for that one to determine if it can. Also, that example 2 is similar to this example 1 with a star, part A. You'll notice that you have a box and you have these look very similar. So you can answer from example 2, this example 1 star A. Then I'm going to go ahead and go to the next page. And I notice there's an example here where I have a table of values, not a table of values, a set of values. And notice those match B, C, and D. They're not the exact numbers, but those are what I would use to answer this question. By the way, where it says, can a function contain the points 2, 4, and 3, 4, why or why not, that's going to be answered here. The set of all the first elements x and the set of all the second elements y, each element x corresponds to exactly one element in the range. And so you're going to have to figure it out from there. Then I'm going to scroll down to example 2, and it says, here's an equation. That's a third way to represent a function. And that is going to kind of correspond to both example 4 and example 5. So notice that here I have y equals 1 half x minus 3. That's not exactly the same, but I do have a y equals and an x, and this one has a y squared, and this one also has a y squared. So I would use those 2 examples. Then it says sometimes it's helpful to think of a function as a machine. I'm going to go on to the next page. I'm now on page 47. Here's a picture of the machine, and there's 1 and 2, and here's the 1 and 2 that corresponds to. And then it says, illustrate language, state the independent and dependent variable, and you'll notice that on that same page I have independent and dependent variable, and I should be able to fill those out. I'm going to go down now to example 4, which is find the value of a function. It actually corresponds pretty well to example 6. It has me find f of 3, f of x plus 3, f of negative x. Those are kind of the same questions, but I'm given a different function. Instead of 2x squared minus 3x, which is the example 6, I'm given negative 3x squared plus 2x. So I do have to work a little bit hard to fill these out. I'm actually doing some work that I don't have the exact answer to when I fill out those guided notes. I hope that helps. If you ever get stuck on any guided note problem, all you have to do is tell me the section number and the page number and the example number, and I am happy to make a video of working it out or giving an explanation or leading you to another example or posting something that would help. That's a great way to stay involved in the class. Let me know if you have any other questions.